Hershey, the tiny, velvety chocolate chihuahua, believed his world was perfectly calibrated. It consisted of two things: sunbeams and soft blankets. Anything outside of that was unnecessary, especially cold air, which he treated like a personal insult. His coat, the color of rich, warm cocoa, was made for sun-drenched naps, not bracing winds. One Tuesday morning, Hershey woke up to a terrible, glorious anomaly. The light filtering through the window was wrong. Instead of the warm golden wash he expected, it was a blinding, pristine white that made the room look foreign. He scampered to the window, his claws clicking impatiently on the hardwood floor. His yard, the familiar patch of brown grass and dried leaves, had vanished. In its place was a smooth, dazzling expanse of pure white. It looked like frozen whipped cream, or perhaps a giant silent ghost had covered everything he owned. He tilted his head, his large, dark eyes wide with suspicion. His human Chrissy bundled him into his thickest sweater, a ridiculous contraption knitted from fire engine red yarn. Hershey hated the sweater, but he tolerated it as a necessary evil for porch trips. Chrissy opened the back door. The air that rushed in wasn't just cold, it was sharp. It smelled like clean metal and distance. Hershey was placed gently onto the wooden steps. He braced himself, ready for the rough texture of the porch boards. Instead, he felt nothing but a soft, cold cushion beneath his paws. He looked down. Where the steps ended, the white world began. He tentatively lifted one front paw, a tiny, perfect, chocolate-colored foot, and jabbed it into the fluffy surface. Shh! A jolt of icy, wet cold shot instantly through his pad. He squeaked, snatching the offended paw back and shaking it furiously against his chest, as if the snow had personally insulted his lineage. He stared at the minuscule, perfect Chihuahua crater he had just created. This was an invasion. This cold, bright, silent substance was disrespecting the sunbeam to blanket efficiency of his entire life. With a dramatic huff that barely moved the air, Hershey decided the snowy ground was not worth the risk. He executed a flawless, high-speed reverse pivot and scrambled back into the house, dragging his red sweater behind him, leaving a single, perfect line of paw prints in his wake. He buried himself deep under Chrissy's comforter, shaking off the residual chill. The snow was magical, he admitted, but magic was clearly meant to be observed, not touched. From the safety of his blanket fortress, the white world outside looked beautiful and cold, a gorgeous disaster he was perfectly happy to ignore until spring. Circle, a fluffy white long-haired chihuahua with ears like delicate snowdrifts, shivered with excitement, her little tail a blur against the pristine white expanse of Chrissy's backyard. "Ready or not, here I come," Chrissy called, her voice muffled by the thick scarf around her neck. Circle, understanding the game perfectly, darted behind the largest snowdrift she could find, her white fur almost disappearing against the snow. She peeked out, her dark, beady eyes sparkling with mischief. Chrissy, counting to 10, trudged through the fresh powder. Where could my little Circle be?" Chrissy sang. Circle wiggled with delight. Suddenly, Chrissy spotted a tiny movement. "Aha! I see a little nose," she exclaimed, playfully pouncing. Circle, with a joyful bark, burst out from her hiding spot. Chrissy scooped her up, burying her face in Circle's soft fur. As the afternoon light began to fade, Chrissy carried a sleepy Circle inside. Curled up by the warm fireplace, Circle dreamed of snowdrifts and the happy sound of Chrissy's voice calling, "Ready or not." The seasons turned, melting the snow into a vibrant spring. One sunny afternoon, Chrissy spread a checkered blanket under a blossoming cherry tree. "Ready for a picnic, Circle?" she asked, unpacking a basket of treats. Circle, now adorned with a tiny daisy chain Chrissy made for her, barked in agreement. Instead of snowdrifts, she now hid behind tufts of tall green grass, chasing butterflies that fluttered past. Chrissy would toss a small red ball, and Circle would joyfully retrieve it, her white fur a stark contrast to the colorful wildflowers. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Chrissy once again held a sleepy Circle, who now dreamed of chasing butterflies through endless fields of green.